Thank you all for coming over to this channel. If you like the content, please give me a thumbs up. If you think the content is worthy to be shared, please be generous and share. Today we have a special gentleman in the studio with us. His name is Claston Bernard. If you want to know about greatness, you have to look at some of the things that he accomplished on his own in Jamaica. He actually won the Commonwealth Games Championship in 2002. He finished ninth in the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens. He won the CAC Championship in 2005. He finished third in 2009. And he also finished second in the 2011 CAC Championship as well. He's a very accomplished athlete. I always say athlete because I don't believe in ex-athlete, because he continues to give back in so many ways to his community and to other athletes. He is an author of several books. One of the books is Whose Voice Do You Hear? Is It God's? Very wonderful read. You need to get it. But today we're going to talk about an issue that is affecting our Jamaican athletes, and we see some issues with the federations. And because you are an entrepreneur and a well-accomplished academia, I want to get your opinion on some of the things that can be better, especially when we look at the contract situations that are going on. But before I go into that, Mr. Bernard, I'm going to put this on screen because this is one of the bonus structure that was there. And you see where the athletes can benefit tremendously from this opportunity. You see that each medal that they win, it could benefit them. But I have a question for you. Well, why don't you think some of the athletes who can benefit directly based on what we just witnessed here, why do you think they are mute on this instead of having an active voice?
One, because they probably don't know. Two, it is being kept from them. Three, it might not be, there might not be, it's the way we're looking at it and the way you're explaining it, they might not be getting that explanation. It is so convoluted. There's so much emotional wrangling and so much people, talking about what we should have done and what. But the fact is, Jamaica has positioned themselves to be one of the premier Olympic countries. So we have already positioned ourselves to do well. So the fact that that has happened is now should be looked at in a different light. It's not that we don't have we don't have the substance to deliver. Why is the information not translating to where more people have that information to make the right decisions to say this is for our own benefit? Because that's what, again, this is a performance-based. Performance-based is using your talent, your goods, your talent. Or you can go with the Bible. You talk about the 5 talents, the 3 talents, and the guy who had just buried his talent. So right now, the Jamaican athletes are in a situation where their talent is being buried, probably because the information is not being filtered down the way that it needs to filter to them and says, this is to your benefit, this is to your control. If you get a gold medal in the Olympics, you have $30,000. That comes directly to you. This doesn't go to the agent. This doesn't go to the federation. This comes directly to you, and you decide what you want to do with that. I can't look at a bigger motivation, in terms of track and field, because you want to get your medal. You want to, whether it's in the relays, bronze, silver, you have something in addition. Or sometimes even some of the contracts that the athletes have, the bonus structure might not be the same, but you know what? Okay, I won a bronze medal. Instead of now picking up $7,000, I'm walking away with $14,000. These are things that need to be broken down and explained and dispersed to the athletes all over. And that will start creating a demand to say, we're in control. We're in control of our destiny now, because this is what is being put to us.
Well, in November 30th, I think the J3As will be going through their election. The winner will get another 4 years at governing track and field in Jamaica. And let's say they choose not to accept any of the disagreement per se. You've been there, you have struggled in so many areas when you try to make the transition. What can the athletes do to get more support from their federations. Is there any advice you have for the athletes?
I would push for this performance-based kind of contract because it aligns the interests of the athletes and Adidas. And at the end of the day, the athletes are the workhorse. Without the athletes, none of this is possible. Because again, based on your performances, Usain Bolt, Asafa Power, Merlin Atian, we can go all the way back to Donald Quarry. Jamaica has established themselves. They have a viable and a marketable product, and it has come on the backs of athletes. And the athletes have to be able to put themselves in that position to demand that they are the ones who are the primary beneficiary and not the officials. And it takes having the kahunas, it takes having the right personnel to advise them. And in fact, sometimes it's good knowing a lawyer or an attorney that knows contract laws so they don't tie themselves up in a situation, whether it's to their managers or whoever that is, to advise them properly. Someone you pay a one-time fee, not a retainer. It's like, listen, I'm paying you a one-time fee to make sure you look out for me in the best way that this money comes directly to me. Or if anything that someone is putting in front of me, they are not being able to take advantage. Athletes need to start thinking in those terms. You can't just, yes, you have, and I know there's some great agents out there, really good people that I've met over the years, but it's in your interest as an individual to start putting in place systems that's going to help you protect your future, because these things don't last very long. It's not everybody who's going to have a career like Shelly-Ann Fraser, Usain Bolt, Asafa Powell, Johan Blake, or even like you, Dr. Greg. There's not many people who are going to have that extended. So that moment where you have, whether it's one world championships, one world championship, 2 Olympics, or whatever, that very moment you should be able to capitalize and use those moments, not only in the athletic arena, but to leverage yourself outside the athletic arena with the private companies in Jamaica, industries that are looking to market themselves to the Jamaican populace. So use these opportunities to better yourself, not just in athletic arena, but outside of the athletic field. And I think that we have to start doing more to educate and to make sure athletes learn. It's not just in the school system. Pick up a book about economics, contracts, and read it. Pick up a book and just broaden your horizon as to how things are supposed to function, and not become overly reliant on your coach or your agent, because those people are not always going to be there, or you might have fallen out with these people. You need to be able to know that you can think for yourself, do things for yourself. And in that respect, I think you will start seeing a more professional operation, not just from the officials, but from the athletes who expect better, who demands better. And long term, it will do well for Jamaica, because when someone is saying to you, you bring us 1 gold medal, you get 30,000. So now you bring us a silver, you get 20,000 in the Olympics. You know, you start looking and saying, oh, whoa, this is nice. So for somebody who's doing the 1 and the 2, you're looking at, you know, if you get 2 silver medals, you're walking over $40,000 additional. That's your money, not agents. No one getting a cut of that. What can you do with that 40,000 outside of what your other contract stipulates? So it's the issue is to educate the athletes to put themselves in position to leverage themselves long after that window has closed. And this is what this contract is giving them that opportunity.